Your touch so soft. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors are memories now. The sun's gone down like a river rushing way up above. This ain't no sugar-coated love. Everything that we've been through has made us strong. You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors are memories now. The sun's gone down like a river rushing way up above. This ain't no sugar-coated love. This ain't no sugar-coated love. I stay in bed, I still got the feeling that you're next to me. Stuck in my head when lights go off. You're everything that I could ever want. Your touch so soft. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors are memories now. The sun's gone down like a river rushing way up above. This ain't no sugar-coated love.
Hi, and welcome to Crit. You guys are all upside down. Hi, and welcome to Creative Fundamentals. My name is Dan Currier, and I am here to help you deliver your value through online video. Great to see you guys. It's been a couple minutes since we did this last. As most of you who hang out every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern know, the last couple of weeks we weren't able to do the live stream. So it's great to be back on our regular time slot here, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Good to see a lot of familiar faces. Great to see everybody coming and hanging out in the stream even before it starts. Really cool. So great to see everybody. We're going to talk a little bit of YouTube. There's some news out there that we should probably have conversations about. And as always, if you guys have any questions that you want to ask relating to YouTube or your channels or anything else for that matter, that's what we're here for tonight. We will get to some channel reviews at some point. That typically happens towards the end of the live stream. Try to run the live stream at about 90 minutes. And we haven't done it in over 2 weeks. So let's do this. Gonna hop in the stream, say hello to everybody. I saw a lot of familiar faces. Also saw some new faces out there. I see Gearsy out there, Will Casey, but no longer Will Casey because he switched to his other channel, which was Digital Pants, I believe, if I was following that chat accordingly. We have Koi Plays out there, Lydia Santiago, Flipsy Gamer, the Journey family. Great to see everybody out there tonight. Got a decent crowd here this evening. Brandon the Archivist. Who else we have? Let's see. Don't want to miss anybody, but probably, let's see. Video Zeus is out there as well. Scrolling, getting into Easy Bake Barbecue. Who else is out there? There was some serious conversation going on before the live stream actually started, so I got to filter through that, get down to everybody as they were jumping in the stream. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Chris Conkle Vlogs is out there. Great to see you, Chris, on this Wednesday night. Don't know what the weather's like where you guys are, but up here in upstate New York, it snowed the last couple days, which is kind of karma because we just packed up the camper, and this past weekend my wife was like, hey, so you want to put the cover on the camper? I'm like, it's not like it's going to snow every day between now and winter, and it snowed the last 2 days, so that's kind of what you get. But Kevin Boston 7, great to see you out there as well. We got Square TV Gaming, Echo DeGecko, Dignity out there as well. Great to see you. Instaburst, Shannon Vlogs. Great to see you. Who else we have? Obey Cypher, John Doe saying, notice me, notice me. That's who John Doe is, Chris Conkle. That's why I said what I said earlier. Ravaged Land Productions out there as well. Great to see you guys coming and hanging out with us tonight at our normal time. Again, 9 p.m. Eastern here on the channel on YouTube every Wednesday night, although it has been a couple weeks since we were able to do it last Wednesday. Just to give you guys a background why the live stream didn't happen last Wednesday, we just recently added another rescue kitty to the household, and it got a cold and then proceeded to get our older cat sick. And so we just had a house full of sick animals that were sneezing on everything, and it was just kind of hectic and not really suitable for a live stream. And then the weekend, or the week before that, was Thanksgiving. It was Halloween, so I didn't do a live stream that night either. So we are back on pace here tonight, and great to have all you guys here to hang out. Let's get back to simulated missions out there. JB the Pro, Priscilla Mayu, Doug Houston, great to have you in here tonight. And getting down to the blue arrow, which is going to throw me all out of whack and lose my spot in chat. But we're going to try to get through it anyway. All right, Destiny D. Washington out there as well. Great to see you. The Southern Alberta Redneck, Fun with Lun, Mommy Tube, little squiggly symbols tube, not sure what that says, but in any case, great to have you. Harley's out there as well. Rocking Sea Homestead, Kerbal Workshop. Make sure I don't miss anybody. I try not to miss anybody. If I miss, I see Tanya McGuire up there as well. I think I got everybody. If I didn't get your name, just be part of the conversation. I'll try to. 45 Alpha Charlie Papa's out there as well. And simulated missions, I got anybody else sneaking in there? Well, if I see any new names, I'll be sure to mention them. Gord Eisman is in the house. How you doing, Gord? Great to see you. You know, I saw the other day you had I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I saw that you were interviewing Evan Carmichael. Very cool. Congrats on that. That's I have been meaning to get back and watch that full video. Instaburst says, hey, can we talk about the community tab situation I was telling you about? That was actually one of the topics that I wanted to chat with you guys about tonight, because it seems, for those of you who may not know, that they're handing out community tabs left and right now. So I don't know what the actual threshold is in terms of the count, but I've heard from multiple people, including Instaburst, that people are getting their community tabs at much lower numbers than the 10,000 subscribers or whatever it was before. So if you haven't checked, open another tab in your browser if you're on a desktop and see if you guys have the community tab and let me know. For those of you, let me know in the chat if you have the community tab. If you're surprised that you have the community tab, let us know in the chat as well, because from what I hear, they've been rolling it out to more and more channels, and it's not just for channels over 10,000 subscribers anymore. I've heard from quite a few that don't have that many, but have recently, within the last few days, received the community tab. So that's very cool. Let's see what else. I see a couple tags out here. I don't want to, everyone who subs to me, be careful. I do allow mature language on my channel. Okay. Talk about the community tab we did, and I was Square TV Gaming. I was in a stream a month ago, and I was supposed to get a channel review, but the stream ended before I got it. I don't recall that, but we will be getting to... Oh, let's see. We will be getting to channel reviews a little bit later, because I don't usually put somebody on the list for a channel review and not get to it. So I'm not sure what happened there. So we'll take a look a little bit later when we get into the whole channel review thing. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Gord Eisman says, share with us how you feel the community tab has been helpful to you. So I've tried to be pretty active on the community tab. I use it in a couple different ways. One of the things that I definitely try to do when I release a video late at night, and also sometimes just as a backup, I will typically release the video when I'm done editing it, which sometimes is like 11 o'clock at night, and I usually get pretty good traffic overnight for my overseas viewers or the people who hang out late night here in the U.S. or on the West Coast, that kind of thing. But what I'll also tend to do with the community tab is I will post a link to that the next morning, because what that does is it sends out another notification for anybody who has your community tab alerts turned on to kind of remind them that, hey, there is a new video out that they might not have seen the night before, depending on their schedule and everything. And, you know, if their email is like my email, it's just a complete nightmare, and I get so many emails, it's like really hard to keep track of stuff. So I do use it that way. And I used to have, so back when my channel kind of exploded, YouTube was doing a really great job of kind of reminding people of my content. Like my normal alerts would go out, and then because I have another YouTube channel called The Average Dan, and I'm subscribed to myself, so that allows me to get alerts to The Average Dan when Creator Fundamentals puts out a video. And it used to be the case where, like, every time I put out a video, I'd get the initial alert, and then sometimes a few hours later, I would get kind of like a subscriber digest kind of email that would say, hey, don't forget Creator Fundamentals put out a video. And it was just kind of more exposure to people who were following the channel as an opportunity to actually have them watch the content. And it was noticeable in the results, because it was, I don't want to say a little bit easier to get views back then, but that additional exposure seemed to help in that department. That hasn't been happening so much this year. It has seemed a little bit harder to gather the views and watch time and everything this year than maybe it was last year at the beginning of this year. You know, I'm kind of spoiled though, because I did have that one video that went crazy. You know, so it was kind of all downhill from there. But that's one of the big ways that I use the community tab. I also use the community tab to engage with you guys. I'll do polls where if I have an idea, either if I have an idea for a video, and I'm trying to get an idea of what everybody thinks, I will do a poll in the community tab to get the feedback. And I don't only use the responses from the polls. I actually use the amount of people who take the time to respond to it to consider in terms of, you know, whether or not the topic that I was talking about resonates with people. You know, for example, I did a poll the other day about mental health and whether people ever experience anxiety or depression or stuff like that, because it's really common in the YouTube community. And that was a topic that a lot of people responded to and participated in the poll. Now, maybe, you know, another time I asked a question, which was like, hey, what's your number one question about YouTube? And not as many people actually participated in that poll. So that kind of gives me some ideas about the topics that are important to people. And sometimes I just use it to share just a little bit of extra stuff that doesn't really fit the mold of a video or anything. I'll share pictures or stuff. I think I might have even, not sure if I put a picture of the our new rescue cat Buddy when we got him, but I think it's a great way to kind of, especially when you're on days you're not making videos, it's an opportunity to kind of engage with your audience and, you know, touch base, see how everybody, you know, what's going on. And if you have an idea for a video or something that you want to work with, you can kind of put it out there and see what kind of attention it gets. Kevin Boston, can you give out the community tab to anybody you want? No, the community tab is given to you by YouTube. If you can have alerts from the community tab for the people that you follow, if you have, you know, all the alerts turned on when you subscribe to them. But in terms of actually getting the community tab, YouTube seems to be rolling those out. Not really sure what the pattern is for how they're doing it, but they're definitely getting it out to a lot more people. So, all right, let's see what's going on in here. Digital Pants says maybe you just need to be monetized. That's possible. I definitely saw channels that had in the less than 2,000 subscribers who had actually got the community tab, so that is something to consider. Gord Eisman, do you think there's a risk of abusing it and being perceived as a spammer? Yeah, I mean, it really is going to depend on your audience. I could see how it could get annoying quickly if you were abusing it and putting out multiple stuff or multiple posts every day. For the I think at the most I've ever done is like 2 posts in a day. But yeah, I could certainly see, because it does actually generate alerts. You could probably rub people the wrong way if you're just bombarding them with stuff that's not important to them, or you're just doing it too often. Hello to the Predictor. Good to see you. Gord, I like the idea greatly because I have deferred starting something like my own Facebook group, but this will allow me to engage at a community level. Very excited. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm curious, Gord, why have you decided not to do a Facebook group? Let's see. So Gord Eisman says he has 4,057 subs and he just got his community tab tonight. So that's interesting. How to Build Credit TV says I got the community tab today with 2,500 subs and still waiting to be monetized. So we just answered that question. You don't have to be monetized to get the community tab, so that's good. McCoy Play says I Justine have it. That's not surprising. She probably has everything. Let's see. Artie Franklin says no time for depression and anxiety in YouTube for me. I think that, you know, a lot of, I think the, probably why that type of stuff is prevalent in the creator community is because YouTube's kind of an outlet for people who struggle with that. You know, it's an opportunity to get out there and do something. All right, here. Kerbal Workshop. Everyone close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to appreciate and give gratitude to how lucky we are to have this technology. Thanksgiving is coming up and we must be thankful. Absolutely. I mean, think about what your grandparents used to have to deal with. You know, they had telephones. That was the only source of communication. Now we have phones in our pockets, and the amount of information that we can share with each other across the globe is absolutely amazing. So absolutely, we should all be thankful for the ability for all of us from around the globe to get together every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. and hang out and talk YouTube. It is truly an amazing thing. Ravage Land says their discussion, they still have the discussion tab. They are at 188 subs. Good to know. Gmal Lolly in the chat as well. Great to see you. And all right. Koi Play says, what's the community tab? The community tab, so when you first start out your YouTube channel, you have what's called a discussion tab. It's across the top, so you'll have like videos, playlists, and then discussion. It allows you to make like text posts. The community tab is a little bit different because it allows you to get a little bit of audio visual in there. You can post pictures and videos, and you can do polls. So it's a greater way to interact with your audience, and then they can actually comment back on the posts that you make. So a little more of a Facebooky kind of thread as far as that goes. Now, they can't start their own conversations in their community tab, but they can comment on the stuff that you have posted. Rocking C. Homestead says 253 on the sub count and no community tab. Variety Girl says, how do we know if we have the community tab? Again, if you go to your channel page across the top where it says like home and videos and playlists, it'll either say discussion or it'll say community, and that's how you know you have it. If it says community, then you have the community tab. Tom DeSico is in the chat. It is every day, bro. At VidSummit, me and Tom shared a room at VidSummit, and what started out as ironically saying it's every day, bro, just because why not? It now pops into my head way too often, and I don't want to give the Pauls all that much credit. Let's see where we're at here. The best $2 I ever spent. All right. Let's see. Jesse3455 looking for a shout out and almost at 100 subs. So congrats to you, Jesse3455, for being almost at 100 subs. Awesome. Congrats. Let's see. Digital Pants says 440 subs and not the community tab yet. Tanya McGuire says thank you. Makes more sense. Not sure which that was the thank you for. I'm trying to knock my camera over next to me. That would be unfortunate. And I'm trying not to miss any questions. If you guys do have any questions that you want to ask, just make sure you tag me in the question. So if you're on mobile and you don't have the ability to tag, if you actually type the @ symbol and then type in Creator Fundamentals, it'll highlight my name in the chat. It's just easier to find them because if I haven't mentioned yet, I'm not a big fan of the scrolling chat and the way it jumps when you try to get to the bottom of it. So, Alex out there in the live chat as well. What's going on? Good to see you. All these people that I got to hang out with in person at VidSummit in October. Shannon Vlogs was there. Alex was there. Tom DeSico was there. It was a great time, and looking forward to doing it next year as well. Digital Pants, ever get some extreme horrendous stuff in the super chat? Well, what we have here is some hardcore hammer dropping moderators in the chat. So if somebody drops anything extremely horrendous, they get the ban hammer, and then you never hear from them again. So every once in a while, you get some freaky stuff out there, and you can't avoid it the first time, but we can clean it up for sure after the fact. And I can already see some people who got okay, some people who have been in that situation. Journey family, creative fundamentals, any advice for small YouTubers? I have a whole channel of advice for small YouTubers. Absolutely. Educate yourself, make content, focus on improving over time, and, you know, try to learn something new every day and apply it on your channel. And the next thing you know, you'll be able to look back and be like, hey, I'm starting to get the hang of this. That's kind of how it works. That's how everybody gets involved. I mean, unless you come into YouTube with some type of audio video background, you know, that's what you do. You make your first video, and it's not going to be the best video that you ever made. They'll only get better from there. But once you get it up there and you get familiar with the process, then you do 2 videos and 3 videos, and you're watching other videos to learn what works and what doesn't, how to do thumbnails, how to do keyword research, and over time, you start to get the hang of it and grow your channel. Gord Eisman says, how do you enroll to take what's required to get YouTube certified? So I think it can be as easy. Let me just double check and verify this. Let's see. We'll do that. And we'll do this. If you do... So if you Google search YouTube certification, the very first result that you get says YouTube Certified YouTube Creator Academy. Let me see if this is the actual certification. Yeah, it is. So the very first result that I see, it says, welcome to YouTube Certified. And then you have some options of the type of certifications that you can get. There's channel growth, there is content ownership, and there is asset monetization. So for I am certified in YouTube in channel growth and content ownership. And basically what you do is there's like a program that you go through, or a set of content, and then after you do that, there's a test that you take, and you have to get a certain score to pass the test, and then you are considered YouTube certified. Kevin Boston says, what does the YouTube certification even mean? Like any type of certification, it's simply an acknowledgement that you are educated on a certain topic. In this case, it's YouTube growth. It's basically what it takes to grow a channel on YouTube. They have a certification test that they put together that identifies whether or not you are competent in the information that is associated with that certification. And if you take the test and you pass it, then you can say, hey, I'm YouTube certified. That's basically how it works. And they just recently opened it up there used to be some more specific requirements to take it, but now anybody who's able to pass the test essentially can do the YouTube certification. All right. Got a lot of people in the chat talking about how much difference they see between their first video and their current stuff, and that's kind of the point. That's how you know you're doing it right, if you're getting better over time. Video Zeus, no, you don't need all 3. They're all separate tests. You can take them separately. So Digital Pants says, I'm verified. Does that count? That's not the same as certification. Tanya McGuire asks, does the certification help you get monetized? No, absolutely it does not. Gord Eisman says, thanks. And Raxon Cactus says, I got 5 subs. Where's my community tab? Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. And hey, if anybody is new to the stream, for one, if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you want future videos that help you deliver your value through online video, consider clicking the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you're alerted on those future videos. Also, we do this thing in the live streams here called the Stream Boss. It's in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. It is in addition to getting your you know, getting additional attention and your chat comment pinned to the top with a super chat. We actually also have the Stream Boss, which is the channel that basically took out the last Stream Boss. So right now we have a channel up there that has 40 health points, and I believe it's for every 10 points of damage for every $1 of super chat. So whoever drops that particular channel to 0 takes it over, and they get their channel name displayed on the screen for the duration of the live stream until somebody else takes you out. Easy as that. So just another fun way in addition to actually having your message pinned to the top. If you guys don't know what super chat is, for one, it's a way that it helps support the channel. A lot of the stuff that we do can get expensive. And basically the point of super chat is if you have something that you want to say, you can use super chat as a way to get it pinned to the top of the comments. And obviously it gets highlighted in a color and makes it more visible for people in the chat. Beauty in the Know. Hello, Dan. Love your channel, and you've helped me so much, Susan. Well, thank you so much, Susan, for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Awesome. I appreciate your feedback. Kevin Boston, if I didn't start doing affiliate marketing, what kind of stuff should I sell? I do vlogs, so that's kind of a very broad topic and not very specific, like you, for example. In terms of doing affiliate marketing is, I mean, if you get set up with something like Amazon, anything that you make reference to or interact with in your videos can be turned into an affiliate link. I mean, literally anything. It all depends on how you want to include things. You know, the clothes that you're wearing, the products that you're using, all that stuff, especially if you have Amazon Associates as an affiliate program. Most of those products and things exist. Now, depending on the way that you know, those particular things appear in your videos, you might not exactly be pushing a lot of traffic to the affiliate links. But if you're like, hey, man, I really love my big silver mug here. If you guys want one like it, I'll throw a link, you know, affiliate link in the description below. You can go check it out. And by the way, this live stream is sponsored by TUBEBUDDY. And if you guys haven't tried TUBEBUDDY, you can go to trytubebuddy.today and sign up for free to download the plugin that helps you grow your YouTube channel. And you can also, if you decide to go for one of the paid tiers, you can use Dan's Buddy as the promo code. That'll get you 20% off of that. So something to consider there. If you haven't tried the free version, at least go get the free version because it's definitely worth it. Very helpful. Fantastic Joe says, hey, Dan, did you hear about the meetup on Saturday in Niagara Falls? Is it something that happened this past Saturday or something happening this coming Saturday? Let me know about that, Fantastic Joe, but no, I did not hear about it. But please tell me more. Let's see. Moon Lord, I use my phone and use Fonto for thumbnails, sometimes other apps too. Cool. I am not using Streamlabs OBS. I'm using just regular OBS with some of the Streamlabs kind of overlays and things that they offer. I've been meaning I got to download Streamlabs OBS and give it another try. I've actually downloaded it twice and used it before, but need to give it another crack. Foulfish, welcome to the live stream. Raphael Magic, Etard Adventures. Cool to see everybody hanging out here. Got a pretty good crowd. Definitely, hey, if you're in the chat and you enjoy hanging out here, click that thumbs up button. I do appreciate it. Also, take a moment and share it out. Right now we're at about 48 people. Let's see if we can get the live stream up over 50. All right, let's see. Gord Eisman with the questions. Loving it, Gord. What was your big takeaway action item from VidSummit. So let me think about this one for a minute. I had a number of different takeaways from VidSummit. One of the things that was interesting to me is that, like, how much easier it is to do what I do in front of a camera than it is to go up to strangers and start conversations. In that regard, I'm probably a bit of an introvert in those occasions where I'm not just, you know, there's some people that'll just literally walk up to anybody and just start talking to them. I'm not that guy. So that was interesting to me because I thought it would be easier than it was. But at the same time, when you see people that you know, it's a whole different story, and it's great to see them in person and be able to spend that time with them. There's really just so much going on. It's hard to, like, get, like, you go back and you start watching everybody's videos from VidSummit and you see all the different things that were taking place that you just kind of missed because you were just kind of, like, you know, in tunnel vision and doing your thing. But there was like each night everybody split off in different directions and there was different stuff going on. Had the great opportunity to do the collaborations with D. Niman and Nick Niman. Also did a video on TUBEBUDDY channel. That was cool. That was a good time as well. Got a chance to hang out a little bit with Marcus, who is the affiliate dude. If you guys want to know and learn stuff about affiliate marketing, definitely check out the affiliate dude. He that's his wheelhouse. That's what he does. He makes what I'm sure is a ton of money from doing the whole affiliate thing. So he's a good one to follow and pay attention to. And he's got this really cool office in his backyard that's basically like a shed that's turned into an office. And I'm completely jealous, and I really want one. Not going to lie. All right. Yep, promo code Dan's Buddy, no spaces, and that'll get you 20% off on the whole TUBEBUDDY thing. All right, now I got to hit the little blue thing. Oh, look at all the tags. All right, now let's scroll back up. And, you know, every time I look at the count and I'm like, hey, let's try to get to a higher number, it always seems to go down. So we're at 48 right now. Let's see if we can get that up over 50. Oh, now it's down to 47. As soon as I talk about that number, it drops. All right, Journey family, your video with making thumbnails with TUBEBUDDY has helped our channel so much. Thank you so much. Awesome. Great to hear. I appreciate it. Congrats on your progress on that front. That's great. Simulated Mission says, I use Streamlabs. Yeah, I'm meaning to do the whole Streamlabs OBS thing and get that all implemented. I just have not done it yet. Predictor says, do you see what I sent to your Instagram account? I don't know when you sent it to my Instagram account or what it was, but I think you sent me something the other day. Oh, you had the I saw your video that was kicking butt. That was like 1,000%. That was very cool. All right, Whiskey Throttle says 48 watching, 25 likes, not too bad. Does that mean the other 20 people in here are not having a good time? Let's see here. And Etard Adventures, thanks for the shout out. And new people, awesome. Thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it.
All right.
Digital Pants just watched the likes go from 19 to 25, so we're heading in the right direction. Awesome. Yeah, and Digital Pants says for me it's like learning to create an imaginary view to talk to. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, ideally, the way that you really want to, you know, interact with the camera is if you're talking to an individual. You don't, and I'm guilty of this all the time because especially when I make videos, it's always like, you guys, and it's great to, you know, talk to all of you, when in reality, you want to create a connection with that single viewer, because on the other side of the camera, there's only one person. It's not like you're talking to a stadium. You know, there's one person on their phone, or there's, you know, one person sitting at their computer watching your video. And the more that you can connect with that individual, you know, through eye contact and using language that speaks to an individual, like you're talking to a friend, the more successful you'll be in creating those connections and helping to grow your channel. All right. Does the video look a little blurry to you, or does it looks a little hazy to me? Not really sure. Let me know how the video looks. Let's see. Gord Eisen says, sounds like 2018 VidSummit was like 10x the 2017. It definitely seemed bigger. The presentation they did, the stage and everything, that was like definitely 10x. The way the entire backdrop of the stage was digital, very cool looking, or projected. Anyway, it looked really sweet. Much different than it was last year, for sure. And definitely more people. Let's see. JB the Pro, how do you edit a live stream? So once you do your live stream, it'll eventually show up and be available for editing on site. When you do that, if you go into YouTube Studio, which is the new version, and you click on Editor on the left-hand column, that'll get you in, and it'll allow you to actually trim. You can trim the intro. You can trim any, you know, dead spots, or, you know, if there's not a lot of talking, you want to trim up little sections, you can trim those out. I actually did a video about how to use that editor. Let's see here. For anybody who has not experienced using the new editor in YouTube Studio, you can't like piece different videos together and that sort of thing, but you can. It's really good for live streams because you can kind of trim off the intro, you can trim off any you know, quiet spots or dead spots, that sort of thing. And this particular video has done quite well. I think it's ranking pretty high when you search for how to use YouTube Video Editor. But let me try and grab that bad boy. So this is, whoops. So I just popped a link into that if you want to know how to do. The Ripe Ruin is in the chat, and she's dropping the super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know, I saw your message. I watched your message earlier today that you sent me, and I was at work, or trying to leave work, actually, and somebody came into my office at the last minute and gave me something to do that I didn't really want to do, but I had to do. So I didn't get a chance to respond to you. I think I was at the office when I saw it. I saw it somewhere between here and there and trying to get home and do all the other stuff, but didn't get a chance to respond. Great to see you. We definitely have to catch up and talk. And at some point, I really need to do something with that podcast recording that I have. Have not forgot about it. I just realized that I have absolutely no workflow for editing a podcast and no work ethic for getting it edited and put up in a timely fashion. So that is something that I'm working on. Gord Eisman, have you hit periods of creating where, or that were more of a grind to you than others? And what mechanisms do you use to get your creator mojo back? So this is a really big one for me because I do this part-time and because I see it as a long game and not this insanely intense sprint kind of thing. You know, I was watching some videos earlier, which I think it was in reference to maybe one of Cody's things where he's like, it's not a marathon, it's a bunch of sprints. I can accept that principle as long as you are willing to take breaks between those sprints. For me, it's very important to me to not get caught up in the, oh my God, I got to hustle. Oh my God, I have to be 150% at all time. Those people burn out, and I'm not going to burn out. So the reality is when I'm not feeling it, I don't do it. I literally just, you know, for one thing, if you've ever seen me on a live stream, if you go back and look on some of the live streams, I've had one or two where I was just like this the entire time, and I go back and I look at it and I'm like, I look completely miserable. I shouldn't have done a live stream that night, but I felt obligated by the schedule to do it. The reality is you're not going to do your best work anyway, so it's just better to be kind to yourself. And, you know, if you truly love what you do and you're feeling the burnout, taking a day off or taking a couple days off, even taking a week off if you need it, you know, it's kind of like if you love it, set it free. If you're truly meant to do this at the end of the week, you're going to feel refreshed. You're going to be ready and good to go, and then you can go back to it and get started. Sometimes it just gets overwhelming, or you have other stuff that's going on in your life, and it conflicts, and it's not worth it to me and my goals. I intend to crush this. Like that is my goal. I'm not just in this to have a little bit of success. I have very big plans for this channel beyond YouTube and everything that I want to do. And I will not allow it to be sidetracked simply by getting overwhelmed, to use Gary, Gary terminology in the micro. I'm not going to allow a week where I just don't feel like it, but I feel like I have to do content, burn me out. So, and I've done it a couple different times. If I'm not feeling it, if it's I sit down at 9 o'clock at night and I really need to make a video, or I want to make a video, but it's not in me, I get up and I go to bed. And then maybe the next day while I'm at work, I think of some ideas. Maybe I'll write down some ideas. Maybe I'll jump on Morning Fame and put together like a keyword list and see how that works and see what kind of phrases and stuff. So I'll do that other stuff in downtime, and then I'll kind of use that to get my mind around a particular idea. And then a lot of times that'll kind of give me the content. So when I need to go back, it's not a matter of, it's less work that way. So that is how I handle that. I won't let the grind consume me. And I'm actually wearing my Don't Just Grind Evolve shirt because I believe that the people who just say, hey, I'm a hustler, I'm a grinder, I'm going to work hard, and then they put their nose down and they try to go 150 miles an hour, they burn out. If you are focused more on working hard but also learning and evolving what you know how to do, then that'll kind of make up for the fact that you don't have to do that 150%, for the next 6 months. You can kind of work your way through it, get a little smarter each time, make a little bit better content each time, and in the long run, I think that's going to suit you a lot better. I'm going to hire you, Gord, to be my professional question asker, because you are bringing all the questions tonight. That's awesome. Ravage Land Productions, any new movies you watched? We recently watched Bohemian Rhapsody. I have not seen Bohemian Rhapsody. What was the last new movie that we watched? That is a good one. It's probably been a little while since we watched a new movie. I mean, I've been watching like Netflix specials, but like actually going out and watching a movie, I want to say it's probably was one of the X-Men things. I'm sitting here trying to look at my Voodoo unsuccessfully here to see what our recent digital, because we tend to buy everything on digital video that we like. And my Voodoo, my movies, what was the most recent one? Release date. Yeah, and even the recent ones we got, I haven't watched yet. So I think the actual last movie that I watched was Infinity War. Because I can see on here that we still have Ant-Man versus Wasp that we got on digital that I haven't watched. And we also have Hotel Transylvania 3. I have 2 kids, 8 and 12. And I haven't watched that. Haven't watched that one either. And before that, it was Black Panther and The Greatest Showman and Thor Ragnarok and Wonder Woman and Guardians of the Galaxy. So you can see there's a lot of Marvel going on in there. Saturday. Interesting. Fantastic Joe, who... Oh, wait, needs more subs. Says collaboration meetup Saturday, November 17th. Niagara Falls is kind of a hike for me. I wonder how far away Niagara Falls is from here. Let's see. I'm curious. I figured that is a long trip. That is 4 hours and 40 minutes away. Interesting, though. I'll have to talk to you guys and see what the details are and who's meeting where and what they're doing. All right, let's see. Oh, and we scrolled. We did the scroll thing. Right, Bruno, no worries, my friend. Just here to support you. Get back to me when you have time. Understand? Absolutely, yeah. I will definitely reach out. I'm assuming you're talking about a capture card for gaming. That's... Looks like Doug's got that under control. Gord Eisman, the creator insider Mythbusters, mentioned that there was no evidence to substantiate that taking a break means you will decline in terms of subs and views. I personally think that's garbage. I do not agree with creator insiders on the idea that taking a break does not affect your channel, because it absolutely does. Now, that doesn't mean it's not like... It's my belief that it does, because my other channel, The Average Dan, I think it's probably been like 2 months, probably 2 months or more since I posted on that channel, and a lot of the other videos that were older videos that were doing a certain level have all kind of decreased since that time. So I think it does. I honestly think it does. I think you can kind of, to a certain degree, you can create some momentum. It's hard to tell, because I know last year, 1000% that was the case. But trying to understand what YouTube is doing under the hood, it's always a moving target, and things don't necessarily always... Like, I've seen a lot of stuff this year where YouTube is not reacting like it used to. Like, I've had a lot of videos that would, like, explode, and then it was, like, almost like they hit a brick wall, and we're like, whoa, hey, no progress for you, and then they drop back down. Something that I have seen a lot more this year than I saw on other videos in previous years. So, still trying to get a handle on where they're going to stop and what kind of tests and things that they're doing under the hood, but I definitely think that if you're making regular content, your channel is going to grow faster. Now, I think I can understand completely why Creator Insider would say that, because obviously talking about all the very public occasions of creator burnout, they want to give the impression that they are not encouraging burnout. But I just don't think it's accurate. Of course, that wouldn't be the first time that I was at odds with one of the information things that they did on those Mythbusters. I've had issues with a couple different things that they've done, especially when they did and hey, by the way, keywords don't matter, or keyword research doesn't matter. It was like, well, you know, And again, if you read between the lines and you dig a little deeper, you can kind of understand what they're trying to get at. But when they do it in like a 30-second blip, it's just, it doesn't, I don't think it's helpful to anybody, because there's not enough context there to really educate people to the point they need to be educated, so they know what's important and how to grow their channel. Catching up on chat here. Let's see. Digital pants, focus on one video at a time. Absolutely. All right. Gord Eisman, I like the idea of making it inspirational times. That's ideal. The more time I wait from the time of an idea, the easier it is to talk myself out of doing a video. Yeah, and I've had so many videos where I was kind of like, should I do a video? No. And then I just essentially threw a video together, especially on the Average Dan, where I'm like, I'll just grab my phone and I'll record this thing that I need to do. And they were some of the most successful videos on that channel. So, Blevin Robinson, have you used vidIQ? And if so, what are the advantages of TubeBuddy over vidIQ or vice versa? I'm on the fence about which one I want to pay for. I've always been partial to TubeBuddy. So for me, what I originally had them both installed. And the thing that bugged me about TubeBuddy, or not TubeBuddy, but the thing that so I had TubeBuddy installed first, and then I installed vidIQ. And the thing that bugged me about vidIQ, I felt like it was really intrusive on everything else that was on the page. Like it pops so much stuff onto the YouTube page that it just gets cluttered and difficult to get to the stuff that you want. And for that reason, I've uninstalled it in the past. I recently reinstalled it to try to get a sense of what they were doing and how it compares to TubeBuddy. There are a couple features of vidIQ that I do like, that I'd like to see TubeBuddy implement. And like for one, the upper right-hand corner, they do kind of like a quick view of your 60-minute and your 48-hour live statistics. That's kind of a cool thing I'd like to see TubeBuddy do, if that's something that they can do. But otherwise, I don't know. I've just become I was using TubeBuddy before they became a sponsor of the channel, and they were just always the one that I felt more comfortable with in terms of the type of stuff that they provided. They did keyword research and the custom thumbnail maker. I feel like vidIQ dives deeper into some other analytics and tries to actually kind of assess your channel through some of the things that they offer. But I've never had the paid version of vidIQ. Or maybe I had it for like a day or something, because I think they might have at one point given it to me for free. But I don't know. I've just always been partial to TubeBuddy. And I really appreciate the people who work at TubeBuddy as well. Phil, who's the CEO, and Andrew Can, who does their live streams and runs the YouTube channel. All great people. I've had the chance to meet them in person a couple times at VidSummit. And I just appreciate everything they do for the YouTube community. Let's see here. Kevin Boston says, why did you put the thumbnail upside down tonight? So you'd notice it. Because it made you ask that question. Gord Eisman, I took 3 different week breaks For 2 of the breaks, I went down, and 1 I went up. Yeah, see, that's what makes it hard, because any given video can fluctuate. The whole challenge with YouTube is kind of like which came first, the chicken or the egg, because we always focus on stuff. We try to focus on the analytics that are indicators for us and how we can grow, you know. So, hey, click-through rate is really important on a thumbnail. So you want to make sure that you're getting this percentage of people to click on your thumbnail. That's great. But then you run into issues. It's like, okay, well, for this one video with this one thumbnail, the click-through rate over the course of time has ranged from 4% to 12%. So is it a good thumbnail or is it not a good thumbnail? There's a lot of variables involved, and that's why, you know, when you get into the analytics and what works and what doesn't work, the goal is basically to, and what I try to do on this channel is focus on the things that are fundamentals, that are common sense things that will help, regardless of what the YouTube algorithm is doing. Do these things to get better as a creator and a YouTuber, and your channel is going to grow. Now, obviously, all kinds of variables can affect the rate at which you grow. You know, there's things that you can do to position yourself, but it's all common sense kind of stuff that isn't really impacted so much by the algorithm, just in terms of, you know, what's good marketing, how do you get your message out there, what, you know, how are you communicating your message, when you have somebody's attention in a video, what's the best way to you know, deliver that message in a way that keeps them engaged without, you know, clicking off, but you got to get them to your videos first. So that's the kind of stuff that I try to focus on, because I mean, we talk about the algorithm and the artificial intelligence. An algorithm is basically just a set of rules. So we don't really know to what degree they're actually changing or tweaking or adding rules. You know, and when they tweak things to get the most money out of larger channels, does that have a negative impact on other channels? Is there any difference? All those things that kind of come into play. But, you know, to your point where you stop making content, but your channel goes up, if you have one strong video and it spikes during the time that you took a break, then yeah, your numbers could go up. All right, let's see here. Artie Franklin says, listen to your subs and comments. That can never be a bad thing, to understand what your audience is interested in and listen to what they're telling you. Gord Eisman says, as far as what's going on now, I think there's so much change going on. Experiments and growth factor is much tougher to achieve, at least for me. Yeah, I mean, it has been. So, like, one of the things that I've noticed that, so I've tried a lot of different things this year to kind of get up the next step, if you will. You know, I like to look at that growth is like you do, you know, a certain event happens and that kind of elevates your channel as a whole to X number of, you know, to kind of your new baseline, and trying to get your channel to kind of jump up to the next one. And one of the things that I've seen a lot is I'll get a video. I've had a couple videos this year that have really started to take off and grow on a daily basis, but it's almost like as they start to grow, other videos drop down in terms of what they were getting traffic wise, and the channel just kind of hovers in the same general area. So that's been kind of an interesting challenge. It's basically been like 2,000 views a day, I think, is where it's been kind of floating in the waves, and you kind of give it a strong push and it'll spike a little bit, or you'll get one video to take off and another video will drop, and it stays in that general area. So just got to keep making content and dialing into the ones that are really effective. Like, I have a new strategy that I'm implementing now that I know is going to have a positive effect, kind of an epiphany kind of thing that popped into my head. So that is certainly something that I'm going to be implementing this year and into next year, and I think that's going to have a lot of positive effect. But it's definitely not easy to grow, but you can do things that kind of make it a little bit easier for you, or a little bit more effective, I guess. It can be a challenge sometimes. Artie Franklin, YouTube is far more than making videos, guys. Watch streams, videos, read articles, talk to those who have been in the game for longer than you. Always a good idea to educate yourself. OG Candelaria, can you help me get more subs? Tell me tips. Give me ideas. If you actually go to my channel and you search for subs in the video list, there's a number of videos there that specifically focus on things that you can do on your channel to get more subscribers. I would definitely start there. And let's see here. You know, I didn't even acknowledge the Ripe Rune is the actual stream boss on the channel. So congratulations to her. Let's see here. Chris Kunkel Vlogs. What do you think of YouTube taking the entire super chat revenue for someone's live stream if a super chatter sends ugly messages? I have not heard anything about that. So you'll have to give me some more information. I don't really see how that makes sense for them to do that. But if you have an article or something on it, I'd love to read it. If that is something that you read that they are doing. Alrighty.
All right.
Just want to make sure I didn't miss. Okay, good. We're good. And Gord Eisman, now you know why I like to do interviews. Koi Plays, you know any budget mics? There's mics available at all different kinds of price points. I guess it depends on what your budget is. But there is definitely a kind of a mic for every price range. So depending on what your particular budget is, if you want to tell me what range you're looking for, I might be able to give you some feedback on that and how you're actually recording. Like I have this mic that I use for my live stream is different than my Rode mic that I use when I'm doing my stand-up videos that I have plugged into my camera. So it kind of depends on what you got going on there. So, and let's see. Let's try to scroll down here, catch up. And okay. Scrolling. Oh, wait. Did I see a question? Oh, wait. Question from Pete Johns. As someone with kids, what's your thought on channels targeting kids, and how do you manage your kids' YouTube viewing? So, yeah, I mean, I know that there's definitely channels that are focused on kids. I don't necessarily have an issue with them, but at the same time, I try to monitor what I have the logins for their YouTube accounts, so I will occasionally go in and look at their video history to see what kind of stuff they're watching and make sure that they are watching appropriate content. For the most part, I think they're good at avoiding stuff that they shouldn't watch. You know, every once in a while you'll be here, you know, because my younger kid likes to watch videos of people playing different games. You know, every once in a while you'll hear like language or something that I'll be like, hey, can't listen to that channel anymore if that's how they talk. So that stuff I'm not concerned with. I have reported or tried to report there's like certain channels that are actually adult channels that are, you know, use like cartoons and stuff that kids stumble upon. that I think are absolutely horrible and need to be removed, and YouTube doesn't seem to be real good at doing that. But we'll keep trying on that front. Just want to acknowledge Nines Cat Tudio for the super chat. Thank you so much. Treats for Mansion. Quick question. I had everything set up properly in YouTube and Streamlabs OBS, but OBS said YouTube channel is not set up for streaming, but I was able to stream. How to get rid of that message? YouTube is not set up for... So you were able to stream. Where did you see... When you, I guess I would have to ask a follow-up question to see whether, and while you're here, I'm going to, you know, you said treats for Mansion, but I don't know if you heard that we have another cat now named Buddy. And I tried something different with Buddy. Buddy actually has his own Instagram account called Buddy Makes 5, because that's now our 5th pet. As we now have 2 rescue dogs, 2 rescue cats, and a Chihuahua that wasn't rescued. But yeah, I'll bring Buddy in and he can say hi. He can make his live stream debut. But let me know how you're actually live streaming on YouTube, whether you're doing establishing an event or just doing the live now. Because that doesn't really ring any bells about what it means that it's not set up for streaming. I mean, I'm assuming that the reason that I ask about the way that you're doing it, because when you set up an event, you can set up a one-time use stream key, and I'm wondering if that has anything to do with the stream key that you're using, or some other possibility. So let me know about that, and we'll do our best to answer that particular question, because that is new to me. And let me just see. All right. Let's see if there's anything. All righty. And you guys can actually let me know if you want me to make Buddy have his live stream debut. Type Buddy in the chat, and I will go hunt him down and bring him on for you guys to see. Let's see. Chris Conkle, hearing reports of major corporations going on to people's live streams and sending racist and derogatory comments over Super Chat, and YouTube is punishing the creators by taking the person's entire Super Chat revenue for that stream. Yeah, when I hear stories like that, it sounds like embellishment by somebody, because that just doesn't make sense. I would have to see a credible source to say that, because it just doesn't make sense. Because if that was YouTube's policy, then you could there's just a lot of reasons why something about that is off. So I would definitely love to see some stories on that to kind of hear exactly what the deal is there. I see Doug Houston talking about Elgato. Elgato does the Stream Deck, which is what I have to do the quick things. They also do the Cam Link, which I use when I want to do a live stream with my DSLR. 45 Alpha Charlie Papa. Is there a way in analytics to see what video brought a subscriber in? Yes, absolutely. If you go in to the old version of Creator Studio, and if you're getting the default YouTube Studio on the left-hand side, all the way at the bottom, there's a link to get the Creator Studio. If you go in there and you click on subscribers on the left-hand side, that is going to give you your subscribers report. And in the list, in the subscribers report, one of the options says YouTube Watch Page. If you click on YouTube Watch Page, that'll actually break down the subscribers gained by a particular video. It'll show you the net difference, subscribers gained, and subscribers lost. So yeah, if you want to see which videos are bringing in the most subscribers, that is where you would go to check that out. Let's Play RC, welcome to the chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. No message there, but great to see you. Kevin Boston is posting daily a must. Absolutely not. I don't believe in doing that. It is a great way to learn quickly. Absolutely. Super enthused. Great to see it in the chat as well. Let's see. Chris Conkle, I'll share the article with you guys on Discord when I'm on the PC again about super chat stuff. Cool. I appreciate that. I'm definitely interested in reading that and seeing what that's all about because it's certainly intriguing by what you've said so far. Needs more subs. I tried to send you information about Saturday's meetup on Twitter, but I cannot DM you, so they left a little info on your Discord. Please delete if that's... No, that's cool. Thanks. I will definitely check that out. Also, I think you have me on Facebook, so you can also message me on Facebook as well. Chris Conkle is also talking about the whole Article 13 thing in Europe. That's some pretty messed up stuff there. The way that law that was passed is written, that could be a huge deal for YouTube in the EU. So if that continues to go forward the way it is, YouTube, there might be a lot of people in Europe or the European Union that won't be able to see a lot of content on YouTube. Just because it's impossible for a corporation like YouTube to abide by Article 13. It's just too insane. Nines Continue at the bottom right in red. It has two options. Fix it and then click on it. It takes you to YouTube to the live. Another I am set up is not responsive. I use the same settings. I do not know. I'll have to do a little investigating on that to see exactly what that's about. I see Chris Conkle talking about Nerd City. Nerd City does some... is Nerd City the one that does... Let me see. Make sure I'm not... I think it's the one who does the insane... yeah, absolutely. Nerd City does some amazing stuff. Let's see here. Better with a Drone. Hello, everyone. Nice to catch this live stream. Great to have you here. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. Oh, I see some Buddy calls here. I will go grab Buddy. Let's see. Let me just catch up on the chat, then we'll go hunt down Buddy and make him come hang out. He is so much easier to hold than Mansion because Mansion likes to sink her claws into you while you're holding her, so you don't hold her with a t-shirt on. You got to have sweatshirt or higher to hold Mansion. I mean, she's not being mean about it. That's just her thing. Digital Pants, it's only the money donated by the offensive message and it goes to charity. That seems a little more reasonable. I can accept that. Just so you're not encouraging people to do, you know, to send horrible stuff. Start a monthly Google Meetup for YouTube creators Chicago. Awesome. Yeah, one of the things I'm trying to do is start a creator meetup here in the Albany, New York area. Slowly. Trying to find time for everything. All right, I'm going to go grab Buddy real quick. I will be right back. Make sure we're back in. There you go. Say hello to everybody and how completely thrilled you are. So this is Buddy. Much more pleasant to hold. All right, here. Should we catch up on the chat? Is that what we should do? All right. Dizzy Lou, can you tell me what scripted outro means, please? I'm curious how that was presented to you. To me, a scripted outro would just be a like a prepared preset of. Could you have like 20 seconds to do your outro, the time where you do your end screens? So if I saw a scripted outro, that would just mean to me that you actually have a plan for your outro where you can address your end screen items as if you know they're there when you're doing the doing that part of it. Oh my goodness, you are just like a. All right, here. The Ripe Ruin, what should we all focus on for 2019? That is an excellent question. Depending on where you are in your journey. So here's my big thing. For those of you who see yourself as creators first, I actually posed this question in the No Small Creators community today. It's like, do you consider yourself a YouTuber who creates or a creator who does YouTube? Now, I got all kinds of different answers, and there was a very specific reason that I asked the question, and that is because I'm probably completely covered in hair now. Here's the reason that I asked that question. I got cat slobber on me, so pardon me a moment. To be a YouTuber, at least in my mind, is not simply about just being a creator. It's understanding kind of the ecosystem and how it works and what you need to do to actually prosper on the platform, which is not just as simple as, hey, I really like doing this thing, and I'm just going to do it because I like it, and I want to do it. What I try to focus on with Creative Fundamentals, the whole concept of what I'm trying to help people do is to not only make better content and grow your audience, but actually be able to make money doing it. And then you'll get people that are like, hey, I don't want to make money. This isn't about money. I don't want to, sacrifice my creative vision because that's not, I'm not in it for the money. My perspective on that is that you don't do that. You don't sacrifice your creativity by focusing on the way that you grow your channel from a business perspective. What you actually do is help yourself to reach more people in a creative way by understanding the business side of growing a channel, personal branding, how all of that works. So doing so, understanding how to do YouTube like a professional is going to help you in turn be more creative for a number of different reasons. It's going to expand your reach to more people who may be interested in the content that you're making, but it's also going to give you, if you can get yourself to a situation where your channel brings in enough revenue that you don't have to go to a job, think of how much more creative you can be with the rest of your day because you are getting paid or you're supported by your channel, and that allows you to focus all your time and energy on being creative. So to me, I think while you're being creative, while you're learning ways to do new jump cuts or, other things, or you're, following Peter McKinnon and how he does really amazing stuff with a camera, also be aware of the other aspects of actually growing on social media, on a video platform like YouTube, and putting the pieces in place to actually be able to generate revenue in the process, because I think that is going to help so many of you to actually get to a place where, hey, the it's not just, hey, I made a couple bucks here and there. One of the things that I recently kind of confirmed, so I started Creator Fundamentals in 2017. So, and I started it in June, which means I had about a half a year with a brand new channel in 2017. In 2018, which is my first full calendar year, and we're in November, which means I still have the rest of November and December, Creator Fundamentals has exceeded $10,000 in revenue. And I tell you that not because it's an amazing amount of money, but it's within the first calendar year, and it is the basis for other things that I want to do, and it's allowed me to be more creative. It allowed me to go from an iPhone to a camera because it paid for the camera. It allowed me to go to VidSummit and interact with people. Being able to establish that foundation that actually generates income allows you to do so many more things in and around the creativity that you're doing on your channel. So if anything that you want to focus on in 2019, it's appreciate the big picture. It's not just about making cool content and having your buddies go, yeah, that was a really awesome movie or video. It's being able to put all those pieces together and really build something significant here. So that is what I would focus on. That's my plan for 2019, to take the progress that we have made thus far and continue to build on it. All right, let me try to catch up on chat here. Stumped. Why is my question skipped? I don't even know where your question was. Oh, wait. I have a variety channel, but want to know, is it possible to make it big on YouTube? So, depends on what you're focused on. If you're trying to grow quickly, having a focused channel is much better. If you are fine with taking longer to grow, then yeah, you can absolutely have a variety channel. You need to figure out what your goals are, what's most important to you, and that will kind of dictate exactly how you should be focusing your channel or what you should be making content about. Blevin Robinson, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Love your cat and your channel. Thanks so much for your help. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. Super chat goes a long way in helping the channel be able to do the things that we want to do. In terms of, the conferences and things. This past year we did VidSummit. In 2019, I'm hoping to do 2 or 3, maybe 4 events where I can get out and interact and, collaborate and educate myself in person with other creators. So definitely appreciate the super chat. It will be put to good use. And like I said, in 2018, of the money, I'd say 95% of that so far has all been reinvested in the channel. So it's not like I'm pocketing a bunch of money to to go on vacation or something. I'm so young into the process that it's all about reinvesting and actually growing the channel. All right, trying to catch up here. All right, catching up. I think I'm getting closer. Pete Johns, how important is video quality in your opinion? I see a lot of folks releasing in 4K now, but with most of my viewers on mobile, I'm struggling to see the need. So it really depends on the type of content that you're making. I would say in 90% of the situations, 4K is not necessary. 4K recording in 4K does give you some flexibility, because if you want to crop, you could still, do a video in 1080, film in 4K, and still have a lot of room to crop and still get, that full HD picture. But in terms of uploading in 4K, unless you're doing something really cinematic, or you're doing landscapes or things like that, something that can really shine in 4K, I don't really think that that it's that important. To me, it's all about the value that you are delivering in the videos that you're making. If you're educational or if you're inspirational, you want your video content to, to not be awful and not be painful to watch. But, for a lot of people, that's how we all start out, and we just start making improvements over time. But yeah, if you're talking about 1080 versus 4K, I don't think 4K is essential at this point by any stretch for a lot of the content that's out there on YouTube. I'm sure there's people out there that will completely disagree with me, but that's how I see it. All right, here. Trying to get back. Scroll up. Just finally getting to the chat about when the cat was on screen. Let's see. Covered that. Creative Fundamentals, you would be proud of us, your faithful followers. We managed to get a big collab event, 13 channels, published cat charity count. Awesome. Fantastic. Very cool. 13 channels, published a cat charity calendar. That's pretty neat. All goes to a high school, I'm assuming that says. Let's see. Somebody said I'm sounding off mic. I don't know if that was when I had the cat or not, but I should be pretty spot on here with the mic now. Like the upside down portrait says slow boat sailing. Yeah, I figured I'd try something different. Get your attention, have you come and hang out with us here tonight. So, let's see. Scrolling. Oh, hang on, not too far. All right, and I think I'm caught up. I'm almost caught up. Oh, back to the scripted outro. Another YouTuber commented on my vid saying about scripted outro, and I didn't know what it meant, but he never got back to me. For my part, he just does the ding ding. I don't ask him to do it. Yeah, I mean, I don't use a scripted outro. I wouldn't even really call it an outro at this point, because I think if you add too much in terms of an outro to the end of your video, you're going to have a lot of dead time that people aren't watching in your videos. All right. The Home Handyman. If you create a separate channel that is on a totally different topic, does YouTube look at both your original channel and the new one collectively for monetizing? They're completely separate from each other. All right, and so yeah, you don't cross channels in that regard. Have a good night, Gord. Of course, that was probably like 10 minutes ago, but thanks for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. Oh, Humane Society. You said HS. I'm like, hey, yeah. I'm not down with the acronyms. Or the initials, I guess, in that case. Modern smartphone most certainly cut it for YouTube. Absolutely. Launchpad Astronomy, welcome to the live stream. Better with a drone, just got my community feature, just experimenting with a poll at the moment. Any thoughts on best use? I think it's going to depend on your audience. I would experiment with all kinds of different things and see, what you find most interesting or, your audience be most responsive to. Right, Bruin? So many nuggets. Everyone should be smashing the like button on this video right now. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. Moon Alord, I think it's harder to start as a vlog channel because people don't know you to search your content. It's definitely harder to start as a vlog because I think vlogs by nature are very general and wide in terms of what they're focused on, and that will take some time for people to get familiar with your content when you are doing that vlog style. Simply Beth, hello, I'm late. Well, great to have you. You did make it, so we are still here. I feel like I'm losing my voice a little bit here. All right. All right, so it is already 10:30. I said we were going to do this for 90 minutes, but I will take if anybody wants to get their channel reviewed, I will do 5 channel reviews. So the first 5 channels that tag me and list their channel name as a comment in the chat, we'll pull your channels up and take a look at them. And if we don't get 5, I'm cool with that too, but I will do 5. A Fireman CV. Yeah, absolutely. If you're in here and you haven't hit that thumbs up, I do appreciate it. Blevin Robinson, just trying to help a fellow creator that is helping the rest of us. Love the channel. Keep on keeping on, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. Dirty Shoes Venture, I have a rather serious question for you. When first starting your channel, like the first year or so, did making videos consume you and cause home life problems? Is that normal? I don't think you should ever look at that as being normal. I think every individual is different. If I ever found myself in a situation where I thought that was the case, I would stop doing YouTube until I had that figured out. There's no reason to put YouTube over family. It's certainly something that I would never do. Plus, as I mentioned earlier, I'm very focused on not letting YouTube consume me or get overwhelmed or to get so involved in the concept of hustle that you burn yourself out. So there's plenty of time to grow, so there's no reason to add stress to your life. YouTube should not be a stressful addition to your life, because if so, what's the point? You can get another job and have a stressful situation like that. If you want to live a life that's better than the one that you're living now, then you get to set your own rules. So don't create a work environment for yourself that's miserable. Create the perfect work environment. Work when you are motivated to work, when you are inspired to work, in conditions that you enjoy working in. Don't say, hey, everybody's hustling, so I'm going to create this, this concept where I have to, work 12-hour days and work 7 days a week. That doesn't make sense. You think about what you're trying to achieve. I know people are like, oh, well, you work harder to live the better life, but you create, you put yourself in a box that way when you design your success around an unsustainable workload. So for me, it's very important that I create a work environment that is not painful, that is not stressful, but at the same time, I'm working towards achieving my goals. And that's what I suggest for everybody, because there's no reason in putting yourself through hell with this idea that it's necessary for you to succeed, because it's not. All right, here. All right, I see a few channels coming in. Bear with me just a moment while I grab them. All righty. Oh, you know what? One thing I wanted to mention. Hang on. Give me... If any of you are so inclined, and absolutely no pressure on this front, but if you happen to notice a slightly more bearded me. I'm actually participating in the No Shave November. So I'm growing this bad boy out for November. I just put, yikes. No, I just had a little bit of a buffer there. Just put the link to, did that actually, there we go, it is a link. Just put a link to my No Shave November page. If you wanted to make a donation towards the fight against cancer, you can do that on that page. I appreciate it. I think the personal goal is like $250 and I'm up to $50. So if you want to give to that, that would be cool as well. But we will get into the, but yeah, so anyway, I am growing this until at least the end of November. But I'll tell you what, if you want to give to the No Shave November and you want to try to get me to grow it until the end of the year, every $5 donation to that page, I will consider a yes to grow it to the end of the year. And every, we'll call it $4 donation is a no to get rid of it at the end of November, to trim it back down to what I normally do. So if you want to give, that's a fun way to get your vote in about whether I should keep it or keep growing it all the way to the end of the year. I can only imagine what it'll look like by then. But getting back to the channels here for the channel reviews. Got that one and that one. Trying to get them all organized here. Okay. So that was first, and then there was that one. Bear with me just a moment. Do this one. Everything's loading kind of slow today. Alrighty. And let me look at my, I'm having, the stream is just okay at the moment, so hopefully we will survive here. Not getting the best stream resolute, or the best stream in here. And all right, this one. Getting really slow loads on web pages. So I really hope we get through all these. It's getting really sluggish. Come on now. Oh, you know what? Let me make sure that these things aren't playing in the background. Yeah, that probably doesn't help. All the channels that had, yeah. All right. Just about there, guys. All right, this one, let's see. That there. And all right. So, hang on, stop right there. Oh, did I do? And all right, cool. All right, so I think I have the list here. Let's see what we got. Journey family, do you face any challenge? I'm not sure what that means. Might have to give me some more info on that. All right. Nines Cat Studio. Dan, thank you so much for yet another super possum stream. I hope you will be able to follow up on my OBS question. Hi, Pod to Mansion and Buddy. Have to run now. Take care. Yeah, I will try to see what I can find about that. Super Rizzo Gaming. I still need to. I'm going to install Streamlabs OBS and give it a good run through, and I will let you know in a future stream whether I think Slabs is going to be the one for me or not. All right, give me. Okay, we will get these up here. And all right, I think we're just about ready here. Let me make sure my channel review thing here is good to go. And let's see. Almost there. I just gotta tweak. All right. Make sure that everything fits on the screen properly. For some reason, that needs to be slightly tweaked. All right, so I think that's pretty good. All right, so the first channel we are bringing up. Make sure everything looks good. Double check what we're displaying here. Make sure everything's looking appropriate. All right, so okay. First channel we're looking at is Digital Pants. So Digital Pants, getting kind of a gaming vibe here. Sees a little Minecraft, see a little controller, maybe a game character. See what this is actually about. Hello everyone, name is Will. Hope my videos always bring a smile to your face and brighten your day, because in the end, that's please subscribe for daily videos. All right, so here's the thing. Your description should help people understand exactly what your content is and what you plan on doing on your channel, first and foremost. Your channel art, for the most part, I mean, it kind of gives the idea that you're going to be doing gaming content, but you might be able to help yourself out by giving a little more literal translation of the type of content that you're making. In your description, I would actually lead with what you're actually doing content about, rather than starting with the intros. You know, if you want to do, you know, please subscribe for daily videos, blah, 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 and then do a backstory. Hey, my name is Will. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing, kind of thing. You could do that, but I think you would benefit from kind of leading with the headline, is what I like to call it, which is basically identifying, you know, what's in it for them, what's the highlight there, you know, and maybe you can add something down here that actually tells people or shows people what they're going to be seeing on the channel. All right, so let's see here. We want to look at back to your home screen. Gonna stop that. Uploads, popular uploads. So the other thing that you want to do, my personal preference on your channel page here is that you actually do horizontal playlists. I see you have your uploads and your popular uploads. I probably wouldn't leave both of those there. I mean, you can leave one. I actually prefer to do my own version of an uploads playlist, and then you can add a description, and I will do something like mine is latest from Creator Fundamentals. That way I have some stuff in there that could potentially end up in a search result. You can get that whole playlist showing. Obviously, if anybody's searching for Creator Fundamentals, there's a chance that playlist could actually get up there and be seen by people. So that's something to consider there. And then you get your full descriptions on the playlist that you make that tell people exactly what the type of content is. And let's just take a look at your total video count. So we've got a decent amount of videos. Let's see what your playlists look like. So as you get playlists that have at least 5 videos in them, I would get them displayed on your home screen. And just while we're on this, a lot of people were asking what the community tab is versus the versus what it looks like otherwise. So when you first start your channel, you have this discussion tab here. And when you get the community tab, this changes. It actually says community instead, and it just, when you click on it, it gives you some more options than simply what discussion tab is, which is basically just some individual posts like this, kind of like the comment section. So, all right. And let me just take a quick look. So the thing that stands out about your thumbnails is that there's nothing really on your thumbnails that identify your channel. Looks like you're, in a lot of cases, you're using artwork, presumably from the games or from other places, rather than creating your own individual artwork or the stuff that you're doing here. Like you have your little Digital Pants logo here. I don't really see anything on these. If somebody's on this particular video and this one appears on the sidebar, nobody's going to know that these two videos are from the same channel. So that's something that you kind of want to do as you're building your brand, getting people familiar with your content, is try to incorporate the branding that you're doing in your channel art and your icon into your thumbnail so people can tell your content when they see it. So if they're interested in you, they can find more videos that you've done. All right. All righty. So the next channel that we are going to take a look at is from the Fantastic Joe, version 2, and it is called Mobile Apps That Rule with the Fantastic Joe. So I like your channel art. I think it's pretty straight to the point in terms of what you're going to be making content about. Looks like you're doing one video a week here. How to start a podcast from anywhere. How to put your podcast on Spotify for free. So it looks like, yeah, you're doing, so yeah, you're covering the Anchor app on there and based on a week. So let's see here. What you got in your About section? All about educating you on the best apps that you should have on your mobile device, from how-to videos to discussions about why specific apps are important to have. Whether you are just starting a podcast or learning how to use social media for the first time, there are videos for you. So the interesting thing about your description is I feel like that your description is actually speaking to creators, because you're talking about, you know, whether you're starting a podcast or learning how to use social media, you're kind of narrowing in on people who are doing those things in the grand pool that is everybody who watches YouTube. So the one thing that I would say about that is, if that's your focus, if you're going to be covering mobile apps for creators, then you might want to think about how to incorporate that into your branding a little bit. You know, if that is your focus, like if you're going to cover, you know, like if you're going to stick with that, you're going to cover apps like Evernote to, you know, keep track of your YouTube videos and those kind of things. But at the same time, if that is your focus, then you're potentially never going to do you know, you're not going to do a video about the Voodoo app or, you know, Google Photos or Credit Karma or the DJI app or Runkeeper and those kind of things. So if you are actually focusing on the, you know, apps that would be specific to online content creators, that's just something to consider incorporating. In terms of your actual branding that you have going on here, great to see your face. Obviously, that is a big part of your branding. Clear to see who you are. At least one thing you can consider is whether or not you want to incorporate your face at all into your channel art to kind of drive home that branding and kind of bring it full circle. But otherwise, that's a nice, clean, easy to read channel art. Got a little flair in there with the way the wording is. I would just consider those things of, you know, whether you can tighten up your branding a little bit more and whether your focus is truly on, you know, the creative apps that are, you know, viable for creatives online. So that's what I would say about that. All right, and all right, here, let's see. Did that one. All right, so the next channel that we're going to look at is Ravageland Productions. All right, so a few things. Your channel art. I think there's a lot of opportunity in your channel art in terms of, so right now, I don't know if I get the whole, why the title and director, what that piece is. But your channel art is not optimized for mobile. If you look at your analytics, I'm sure you'll see a large percentage of your viewers are probably on mobile. And the way this is set up right now, you're going to have probably from, let's see. I would say somewhere around here to maybe here. Everything on either side of that is going to be cut off on mobile. So you really want to optimize your channel art to fit on mobile. And if you guys, I want to show you something here real quick. Bear with me for just a moment. And I'll show you here. So, come on. Man, internet's super slow tonight. All right, so just real quick, guys. On my website, creatorfundamentals.com, under the, where are we at? It is, if you click on the actual tools menu, I have a place where you can download this channel art template. It's not a template that I made. It's just one that was available on the internet, and I just put it out here so you could find it in an easy place. But if you come here, you can click on the channel art template and download it, and that gives you the size that your channel art needs to be, as well as, because you can see the actual file takes up this whole gray space. But the part that actually displays on, you know, desktop is this broader, wide area here. Inside here, you're looking at mobile in this dark gray area. So you really want to try to design your channel art with this template in mind so it displays properly on all the different platforms. You know, and it'll take a little bit of placement you know, or you practice to kind of get everything lined up in here. So you make some tweaks, you upload it, you see how it looks. If it doesn't fit, you kind of adjust it and upload it again. But that is available to you. It's free to download. I put it out there just so it was easy for you guys to grab. And you can definitely use that to, you know, identify where the elements need to be in your channel art so they display properly. All right, so let's see what else we have here. Also, when you're trying to grow your YouTube channel, instead of having your links over here going to every place but YouTube, you have your website, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I would get rid of all those links and just put another subscribe option there to help you grow your channel. If we look at your About section, passionate about games, wrestling, writing, and more. We strive to make our content awesome for your viewing pleasure. We also make it apparent to show our ages. We have plenty of retro gaming as well as new school gaming. Let's see what your most recent videos are about. So try not to laugh. Cinema still got. One of the things that I do. One of the things you might want to try to focus on is making searchable titles where possible. I feel like a lot of these are focused on, let's see, try not to laugh. I feel like just focusing on try not to laugh might be kind of a really hard keyword search term to rank on. Rocket League and Ravage Lands. Yeah, I mean, rather than trying to, I would really try to focus on some keyword phrases that that people will be searching for. Well, that was interesting. The channel art just changed while we were looking at your channel. Anywho, that said, also try to, I see here that you have, with your new channel art, you have your faces that you're including in all of those. You want to also see how you can get that into your actual thumbnails enough that people can actually identify you. So people can tell that your content goes with your channel. I would probably almost try to come up with some type of logo or something, or some way to incorporate that whole thing into your channel art in a consistent, or into your thumbnails in a consistent fashion, so people can easily identify your content. And then when you've done that, you want to get your playlists out here. You see uploads. Not a big fan of uploads and popular uploads. I would do one or the other. I see you got your descriptions on your playlist, which is good. You want to get the one in there as well. And then kind of go from there. But you have some opportunities here to kind of work on your branding and get all of this stuff working together so people can clearly identify it as your content. Alrighty. Okay, let's see who we got next here. All right, so the next channel up is 45 Alpha Charlie Papa. Let's see. So I'm assuming based on your channel art, it is a firearm-related channel. Let's see here. Exploring a passion hobby of guns, gunsmithing, woodworking, and auto repair. Probably gunsmithing, or Wow, gunsmithing N-word working. Maybe I'll have to have you make make me a custom handle. Let's see here. It's good. You're leading with what you're, kind of what you intend to make content about. And then you give some background here about the name. Named after Johann Nicholas von Dries. Okay, let's see. See what your videos look like. So I see in some of your videos that you are in them. What are, this is kind of a thing that I see a lot, and I think I like your I mean, that's a nice clear picture in your channel art. I think there's some opportunity there to get your icon and your channel name and maybe some information overlaid on top of that channel art. Also on maybe what I would try to explore for you is consistency in the size and location of your logo. It's great to actually brand your thumbnails with your icon, and that does a good job. But I think you might be able to just kind of solidify that branding a little bit more if you consistently place this circle at this, maybe it's always in the lower left-hand corner. Just so when people are looking through content, it's easy, it's quick for them to find a video that has your icon. They know right away, hey, it's this video, and this video on the sidebar that's yours. There might be an opportunity for you there to kind of lock that in place at an appropriate size, and then just kind of work around it when you're creating the rest of your thumbnails. Let's see, the actual content itself. We're doing Veterans Day, install and review, gunsmithing tools, the basics, cool. Stock review. Yeah, generally speaking, I like your thumbnails. I mean, because you're focusing on the items that you're going to be covering. I mean, I would say wherever possible, try to get as up close and personal with the items as you can. Really try to give some detail and draw some interest. Mostly you're doing that. Like this one, I feel like you could have gotten a little bit closer to it to really bring out some of the detail and really get people's interest. And I think when you're doing this type of content where the item in the video is really going to create a lot of the engagement, you might even just be able to get away without using text at all. If you can do a nice high-res picture up close and personal, I think you have the opportunity there to interest people in the content that you're making and get them to, that they're going to come and check it out regardless. Like this, there's no word, you don't have any words on here or anything, but people are going to be interested in that and go and take a look at it. So that's what I would suggest in that case. Let's just double check on your homepage here, see how we are putting that all together. Yeah, so definitely some opportunities on your homepage here. I'd get rid of this vertical popular uploads. Are we creating playlists? Definitely creating playlists. Thanks for liking the video. Appreciate it. I would get your horizontal playlists listed out on your homepage here. Personally, I would create your own most recent videos post, or do popular videos and then just sort your playlist by most views and do it as a single horizontal playlist, and then get all of your playlists listed one after another here on your page. There'll be a link at the bottom center of the page that says add section. Keep clicking clicking that and adding additional playlists until the button disappears. Try to get as much of your content exposed to people so people can see it at a really high level, see a bunch of your thumbnails, see stuff that might interest them, and that may lead them to find the video that works best for them and leads them to subscribe to your channel and watch your future content. So that would be my recommendations on that one. Have a good night. Let's Play RC. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Alrighty. All right. Starting to feel the time sinking in, so we're going to try to motor through some of these here. Make sure I get everybody in. All right, so the next channel here is Moon Lord. Editing and lifestyle creativity. Night Owl Creative. Okay, interesting. So creativity with a focus on being a night owl. Moon Alert channel focus on overall creativity and editing hacks right from your mobile device. Editing is just one form of creativity. Ultimate night owl. Love to create at night. I feel the most inspired in late hours. That's interesting. I do all my creativity in the late hours because those are the only hours that are available to me. But all right, so I see the background here in your channel art, which seems to be consistent with what you got going on in your icon, consistent with your channel art. Take a look at your actual thumbnails here. I do see you trying to bring in that star background, which works. What I would say is, so this type of lettering is cool. You know, it works for your channel art and your kind of branding. It gets a little bit more of a challenge, or more challenging when you're using that type of lettering on thumbnails, and it gets smaller. Like font combinations here starts to get a little bit harder to read because it's cursive and not that big. And I would probably try to incorporate, like, you have decent consistency here. I see that you have you in the thumbnail. What I would actually encourage you to do, if you are actually in your videos, like if your face is actually in the videos, I'm just curious to see what your format looks like for your actual videos themselves here. If you're just actually showing. All right, so in that regard, I don't know if it's typical for you to actually appear in your videos. If it is, then you might want to consider including yourself in the branding. I mean, I see that you have your icon here that appears to be an image of you. If that's the case, then there's an opportunity to kind of tie that image in up here in your channel art itself, and also possibly use some version of that in your actual thumbnails, whether it be the icon or it actually is a headshot of you that you include your face in all your thumbnails. What that does is it helps build your brand alongside your image, and kind of makes you synonymous with the brand, so people become familiar with you as well as the brand all at once. And I would say try to font combinations and tips. Like, I don't mind this nice big blocky letters, and in this case, because that's really big, it works. But I think the challenge with that kind of the cursive lettering on your thumbnails is it's really going to restrict the size that you can use, because it's going to become harder to read sooner than a blockier font might, if that makes sense. the more chunky or easier to read font you have like this, you can probably get away with making it a little bit smaller than you're going to be able to do with something a little more ornate like that one there. And then on your home page, you want to make sure that you're giving people exposure to your content. So we got your popular uploads, recent activities. Yeah, I would try to get some playlists, horizontal playlists listed out here, and so people can get, you know, exposed to more of your content. I see your, let's see, for 15 videos listed there. See how long you've been doing this here. Yeah, so I'm guessing one. Yeah, so you have a lot of videos. So you got Nick Nimmin on there. You have a lot of videos that aren't actually in playlists, so you want to make sure that you get playlists created and get those presented in a playlist somewhere. And I need to get my, there we go. Do you have headphones like I do where you constantly get them stuck in your chair? Let me know in the comments. In any event, that's what I would, you know, get those all in playlists, and then get those playlists displayed as horizontal playlists on your main page. Alrighty. Kevin Boston. Why does it say Social Blade on the side? What kind of a plugin is that? That is the Social Blade plugin. Social Blade is a website that shows you, you can basically look up any channel and it shows you statistics about the channel. The Social Blade plugin allows you to see those statistics in line on YouTube. It's all free to use. So you can go to socialblade.com and sign up and save channels and look at your progress. I mean, I can show you guys real quick what Social Blade, what its deal is. See if we can do this. So this is actually Social Blade. So like if you pull up your channel, it kind of grades your channel. And then it gives you, you know, it tracks your daily addition of subscribers. So it has your, how many you gain that day, what your total subscriber count is, your video views per day, and what your total video view count is. It gives you some graphs in terms of growth. It does like future projections, which aren't always that accurate, but if you're just kind of curious, you can say, okay, well, when will I hit 20,000 subscribers? It thinks I will hit 20,000 subscribers in 50 days. I'd like to think it's going to be a little bit earlier than that. But in any event, you can see how it, you know, shows you, okay, when am I going to hit 1 million views, you know, and, you know, just a bunch of different bits of statistics and things that it can show you. You have a detailed statistics here, and you can actually go in and see by the hour how you're gaining or losing subscribers. And apparently we can see here, not too long ago, there was, that looks like a purge. Every once in a while, YouTube will purge for like dead accounts or closed accounts. And you can always notice them because rarely does a big chunk of people just leave like that. But that is what Social Blade is. If you guys have never used it, it's a free site to use, and it just gives you some information about what's going on your channel, and you can look up other channels as well. And it's interesting because I noticed that I have a new icon on mine that says, this user is extremely popular. The Social Blade profile is visited by an extreme amount of users. Go me, I feel special. All right, so in any event, let's see where we're at. Alrighty. Okay, so a couple more to take a look at here. Next one is needs more subs. You've done a lot of work on your channel art since the last time I saw your channel. It's looking pretty good up there. And I'm assuming that all fits fairly well. I would imagine that on mobile, I'm thinking you're probably somewhere around here. Probably somewhere in that general area. Hopefully that fits well on mobile, that you've checked that out. Otherwise, branding-wise, definitely have consistency here. You got your logo here, which is tied in here. Finding quality small YouTube channels for you. Live Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon. Other awesome videos whenever they're ready. I might change the wording of that personally to be something, you know, live streams Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know, plus videos uploaded regularly or something. But anyway, it could just be a you know, a character thing for the channel, so that's fine. You go and explain exactly what the deal is here. And then looking at, I just want to look at your most recent thumbnails. So definitely consistent on the branding on these thumbnails. You got your re-review. I think that's kind of like your little series within your channel there, the re-review. Consistency there. Not sure what you're going for on that thumbnail. It's kind of hard to figure out what it is. There's probably some opportunity to clean up that thumbnail as well. Please help us plan and figure out collaboration fall 2018. Oh, is this the event that you're having up there in Niagara Falls? You have to let me know about that. Generally speaking, your thumbnails include your branding. People know exactly what, I mean, there's some exceptions in there. But you definitely seem to have the idea of branding down solidly. And looking at your main page, need more subs. You got the verticals. You got your descriptions on your horizontals. So anyway, for those of you, I know I've had the conversation before. We talked about why I prefer the horizontal playlists versus the vertical. Anywhere else on YouTube, I recognize a lot of these faces. Anywhere else on YouTube, basically the only information that's presented to somebody to make the decision about whether or not they should watch a video is your title and your thumbnail. The horizontal playlist basically gives those two factors to people. When you do the vertical playlist, you're getting the thumbnail, the title, and the description. I would think that for the most part, the majority of people who are making a decision on whether to watch a video probably aren't diving into the description itself to make that decision. And in most cases, there's not enough information here displayed that's adding that much value to what else you're doing here. So you said sorry, I had a dream and you all were in it. So I see I had a dream and you all were in it. Needs more sub, 90% of quality channels have been featured. There's not really a lot that gets presented in this this vertical view that's really adding value to help people decide whether they're going to click on your videos or not. So that's why I often say that my preference is this single horizontal playlist, because it's the least amount of real estate, giving people what they need to make the decision, and allows you to display as many thumbnails in the smallest amount of space as possible. So that's why I usually go that route. All right, 2 more channels. We're going to do these pretty quickly here. Of course, I always say that, and then I never do, but we are going to do our best here. So the next channel up is Super Rizzo Gamer 44. Taking a look at that, I'm assuming by the name, it is, in fact, a gaming channel. The name kind of spells that out for us. This kind of works up here. I think it's a little bit wide for mobile. It also doesn't translate well into the icon here because the lettering is cut off and you can't read it. So I would consider trying to get an alternate version of something for your icon. Taking a look at your About section. Roblox, Smash, Madden, and more. Kind of a wide range of gaming there going on between Roblox to Madden. Reacting to things. And then asking for video suggestions. So here it looks like you're doing a lot of reaction videos. And what I would probably consider doing something a little bit different for your thumbnails. These just look like screen prints, which leads me to believe that you're not actually doing custom thumbnails yet. Other thing is, you're at 39 subscribers. You're trying to grow your channel. I would definitely not be leading my links up here with a donation link. I would focus on trying to grow your YouTube channel. I would actually get rid of all these links to Twitch and these other sites, and just do a subscribe to your channel to help you actually grow your channel, keep everybody engaged on YouTube, and not try to be sending them to other places. Playlists, definitely got some playlists created here in a variety of different games. So you want to make sure that those playlists are displayed on your main page. Looks like you got one here, but you have an opportunity to display multiple horizontal playlists. So I'd get those all displayed on there as well. And then kind of think of how you can kind of rework not only your channel art here, but also how you can bring in the branding that you're using up here into your actual thumbnails. All right. All right. And have a good night, Dirty Shoes Adventures. We have arrived at the last channel review for the night, and that is for Blevin Robinson. So nice clean channel art you got going on here. Creating to help you become the best creator you can be. And let's see how we are actually implementing that. Sitting around one day watching some YouTube videos and thought, why not start a channel myself? So that's what I did. Doing some research. So I decided to make this channel about starting a YouTube channel from zero, and hopefully teach you what I learned in the process. This is very similar to what I do or have done here on Creator Fundamentals. I am only doing research on YouTube just as an experiment to see if I can self-educate on starting a successful channel from other YouTubers. I will take you through the process step by step as I go through it, tutorials. So here's what I would do. All great information in your description, but I would try to come up with a headline that kind of summarizes that entire concept, and I would lead with that in your description and then get into the backstory. So like up here, you say helping creators, creating to help you become the best creator you can be. A little bit of a contrast to, sharing my journey to become a creator. There's a little bit of a different angle you got going on. So that's something to consider. Looking at how you've actually implemented that into videos. There is... So here's... Okay. So you've kind of decided you've envisioned your channel being about a specific thing, and this is kind of the conversation that comes in about focusing on a niche. So you've said your channel is going to be about one thing, and then we go to like your first video. It says parenting teens, which doesn't really have anything to do with the concept of your channel. But then we have how to remove background in Photoshop. Yeah, that could be definitely be creator related. And then messing with call scammers. One of the things that we have to fight the urge on when we're trying to create a focused channel on a specific niche is to not just simply do videos and stuff we want to do, but to stay focused on content that's specific to the channel topic. Now, one of the things, if you're really passionate about doing other types of videos, you can certainly have multiple channels. But if you're focused on growing a single YouTube channel and you want it to be about your process of becoming a YouTuber and learning how YouTube works and how to do that, I would try to avoid straying to random topics like parenting teens and messing with call scammers. So we have turn your signature on into a logo in Photoshop. Sure. How to start a YouTube channel from scratch, part 3. How to start a YouTube channel from scratch, part 2. So that's kind of, you kind of started with that, and then you started to deviate from that, kind of the topic of what you indicated your channel was going to be about. So, and sometimes that happens. If you find that you want to do something different, that's certainly an opportunity for you, but then, kind of update everything else to kind of match what you've decided you actually want to focus on now. So you don't create a disconnect when somebody comes and subscribes to your channel because they think that you're going to help them as a creator become a better creator. And then you're putting out videos about, messing with scammers. There's a complete disconnect there, and they're going to feel cheated that they're not getting the type of content that you promised them based on, what your channel says you're going to be doing. Alrighty. All right, so that was the last channel for the evening. I want to thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out tonight. Had a great time as always. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out as well. If you guys haven't joined the Facebook group and you want to interact with like-minded creators, definitely follow the link I just put in the chat. Head over there and join the Facebook group and hang out with us, answer questions, interact with other creators, etc. So appreciate it, guys. I enjoyed tonight. It was a good time. We got 2.5 hours in, which was great. And I will see you guys next Wednesday, same time, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much for the support on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.